What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. The Dallas Cowboys are in full off-season mode, looking for ways to upgrade the roster and finally break through in the playoffs. We all know this team is close, but some key moves need to be made to take that next step. And today we've got two massive trade rumors that could shake up this team in a big way. Could the Cowboys make a blockbuster trade for Super Bowl champion Tyreek Hill to give Dak Prescott an elite weapon alongside CeeDee Lamb? And what about Micah Parsons' future? A shocking trade prediction has him heading to New England in a deal that would bring back a haul of draft picks. We're breaking it all down in today's video. But before we jump in, smash that like button and subscribe for the latest Cowboys news and updates. Your support helps us grow the community and keep bringing you top-tier Cowboys content. Now let's dive into it. All right, let's start with the offensive side of the ball. The Cowboys lost Brandon Cooks this offseason after he signed with the New Orleans Saints. That leaves CeeDee Lamb as Dak Prescott's only true star receiver, and while Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks have potential, neither has proven they can be a legit WR2 just yet. And now, a shocking trade proposal has surfaced, suggesting that Dallas could make a move for Miami Dolphins superstar Tyreek Hill. According to Sporting News writer Austin Bundy, the Cowboys would be a perfect fit for Hill if the Dolphins decided to move on from the all-pro receiver. Jerry Jones is cheap, this is well known. However, he's proven he'll break out the checkbook for game-changing stars. He did it for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb in 2024, but that's hampered the team's ability to bring in a serviceable supporting cast. Hill comes with a nearly $27.7 million salary cap hit in 2025. That's not attractive, but it's nothing that can't be fixed with draft compensation or retained salary. Wow. Just imagine Tyreek Hill lining up opposite CeeDee Lamb in this offense. That kind of speed, explosiveness, and deep threat ability would make this one of the most dangerous passing attacks in the league. Of course, the big question is whether Jerry Jones and the front office would be willing to pay the price. Hill is under contract for big money, and Dallas has already committed significant cap space to Prescott and Lamb while still needing to figure out a deal for Micah Parsons. Would the Cowboys be better off spending that money on defensive upgrades? Or is an offense led by Prescott, Lamb, and Hill simply too good to pass up? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, if you thought that was big, this next rumor is even crazier. There has been a lot of talk about Micah Parsons' contract situation. He's entering the final year of his rookie deal, and so far the Cowboys haven't rushed to get an extension done. And as we've seen with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jones isn't afraid to wait and let the market set itself, which could be risky. Because of this delay, trade speculation is starting to pick up. KD Drummond of Cowboys Wire recently threw out a wild trade scenario in which the Cowboys send Parsons to the New England Patriots in exchange for a massive package of draft picks. Here's what Drummond predicts Dallas could get in return. 2025. First-round pick, number 4 overall, 2025. Second-round pick, number 38 overall, 2025. Fifth-round pick, number 144 overall, 2026, first-round pick, 2027, third-round pick. Not only that, but Parsons would then sign a 5-year, $205 million deal with the Patriots, with $90 million fully guaranteed. Now let's be clear, this is just a hypothetical scenario, not an actual rumor from inside the Cowboys organization. But would Dallas even consider a deal like this? On one hand, the return is huge. Getting the number 4 overall pick could allow the Cowboys to draft an elite defensive player or even a quarterback of the future. Plus, multiple high picks could help rebuild the roster for long-term success. On the other hand, trading away Micah Parsons is a franchise-altering move. He's not just the best defender on the team, he's one of the most dominant defensive players in the entire league. Parsons has publicly said he's willing to take less than the top of the market to stay in Dallas. But with edge rushers like Myles Garrett and Max Crosby resetting the market, he's still going to cost a massive amount of money. Would Jerry Jones and the Cowboys really consider moving on from their best defensive player instead of paying him, Cowboys Nation? This is where I need your thoughts. Would you trade Micah Parsons for a massive haul of draft picks, or do you think Dallas should pay him whatever it takes to keep him? The Dallas Cowboys have always been one of the most talked about teams in the NFL, but when it comes to free agency, they tend to take a more cautious approach. This offseason, that conservative mindset has led to some serious criticism, with CBS sports writer Garrett Podell going as far as calling the Cowboys losers of free agency so far. And here's what he had to say. The Dallas Cowboys are still scared to make big moves in free agency, despite having the cap space to do so. They either re-signed most of their own guys, or they went bargain bin hunting, mostly on ex-first-round picks who haven't hit in their previous stops. The Cowboys restructured the contracts of both quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb to open up more cap space in 2025 and push more money into the future, but they haven't done anything of note with that cap relief in the present. Ouch. That's a tough assessment, but is it accurate? So far, the Cowboys' biggest signing has been Dante Fowler Jr., bringing him back from the Washington Commanders on an $8 million deal. That's it. That's the big move. Meanwhile, teams around the NFC East have been making aggressive moves. To get better, the Philadelphia Eagles, already one of the best teams in the league, have made key additions to try and stay at the top. The Washington Commanders are loading up to become more competitive, and even the New York Giants are looking for ways to close the gap, and here we are, watching and waiting while the front office stays silent. Why aren't the Cowboys spending? Now, let's break this down a little further. The Cowboys do have cap space. They restructured Dak Prescott's and CeeDee Lamb's contracts to free up more room in 2025. So why aren't they using it? Well, one possible reason is that they're saving up for extensions. Micah Parsons is due for a massive contract. Dak Prescott's contract situation is still up in the air. CeeDee Lamb will eventually need to get paid again. That's a lot of money to dish out. And Jerry Jones might be hesitant to commit to big free agent deals when he knows he has to take care of his own guys first. But let's be real. Does that justify sitting out free agency completely? If the Cowboys are serious about contending, they need to improve right now, not just prepare for the future. And there are still big names available. Stephon Diggs is out there. Imagine pairing him with CeeDee Lamb. Asante Samuel Jr. could help. Solidify the secondary. There are offensive line options to help protect Prescott. The opportunities are right in front of them, but so far the Cowboys haven't pulled the trigger on anything significant. Playing it safe versus taking risks, the Cowboys' biggest problem. Look, we all know free agency is a gamble. For every big signing that turns out great, there are overpaid busts that teams regret. The Cowboys have historically avoided those risks. They prefer to build through the draft and develop their own players instead of throwing money at big names, and sometimes that strategy works. But here's the problem. The teams that win Super Bowls are usually the ones willing to take some risks. Just look at the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. They go out and make the moves they need to make to stay competitive. Meanwhile, the Cowboys are acting like they're afraid to push all their chips in. At some point, you have to go for it. So, there you have it. Cowboys fans, two of the biggest. Trade rumors making waves right now. Would you trade for Tyreek Hill to give Dak Prescott another superstar weapon? Should the Cowboys consider moving Micah Parsons for a massive package of draft picks? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation going. And as always, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest Cowboys news, rumors, and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Cowboys!